space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Spaceship FreeBuds 5 in its 5-year-long mission to bring high-fidelity sound into your ears. This or something similar you could say about the very weirdly shaped FreeBuds 5 from Huawei, their newest open-fit design true wireless headphones. And they arrived here, so I want to check them out, so let's get started. So in this box of the FreeBuds 5 there is a manual with a cable. So if I open it up here, you will see how neatly aligned this looks like. So a cable USB-A to C, of course. You can charge, of course, the FreeBuds 5 wirelessly. Then there's something interestingly enough, because this thing is usually what you get with all the open fit design. Once, of course, the case itself, this is now a case with a rubber I got as well. This is the original color, as you can see here, and I got a nice protector for it as well, a rubbery one, so it's like less less prone to damage if you let it fall, and also not slippery as the original case is, so you can get the rubbery one as well. We have, of course, a USB Type-C port there at the bottom. We have an LED indicator, so if I open this up, you will see it light up, and it has different status LEDs there, like the green ones says it's charged full, red would mean it is low on charge, low on battery, and there's some other ones like white glow that says it's in pairing mode. Then there's a button hidden here as well. I'm not sure if you can see it. There's a button for pairing as well manually, and you have the lid there as well. And I see that I put the logo a bit. It's a bit hard to put this case on. This is why I don't want to get this case out here, especially the bottom part, but this is how it looks like that. And it looks pretty good, I think, with the Huawei logo. But it's prone to, because it's a bit of rubber material, prone to get a little bit of fingerprints, dust prints here, so dusts that it collects all over your studio. What is very special is that they also ship with something like this. I'm not sure if you can see this here. They have Eartips. Eartips for open fit designs. Sounds a bit weird, but what's inside are those kind of things here. I hope you can see this. So these are like rubber dome thingies that you can put on top of your open fit design earpiece to have a better grip in your ears, because those spaceships that you saw, they are made of plastic fantastic, very glossy, and of course they could slip around. But I'll be honest, I tested it out without. You have a bit of better hold. But this design, this tier kind of design, or someone would say looks like an adult toy. This design helps enormously with, you can see how it's teardrop design, how it's like formed here, enormously with the fit in your ear. So I don't have any issues with this fitting not right in the ear. Of course, one could say the sealing is not good, but I have to say, if you put it in like this, it's holding like this. I don't have any issues with those, with this teardrop design, and it's pretty amazing that they chose such an unusual design, but it's so effective. I would never have guessed it would be so effective, and this is very, very positive on the positive note. So what can I tell you about those FreeBuds 5? Those are very good open fit design earbuds, especially if you don't like those in-ears, or you want to have something for conference calls, or still want to hear like if someone is calling you or in your office or something like this. So this is why you want to have open fit design earbuds, and those here offer 30 hours of charge together with the case, of course. So what is a bit of disappointing, I can directly tell you, is the battery life, because with ANC on you get like 3.5 hours maybe. Without ANC, 4.5, maybe up to 5 hours, depending on how loud you're listening to them. But those are the negative points about them. Maybe the ANC as negative points because, yeah, it is not listed here anywhere on the, is it? OpenFit ANC. It is listed here. OpenFit ANC. So, yes, it has some kind of ANC, but this is an ANC, I would say it's not comparable with in-ears or with over-ears at all. This is an assistive ANC. This is how I would call it. I just invented this word because it's an ANC that helps you understand people that you're calling, for example, in a loud environment like next to a busy street or something like this. Because it is filtering out most of the noises there, but it's not like concealing you in a completely vacuum kind of space. Not at all. You can still hear things around because the ceiling is not perfect. And it highly depends, of course, how good of a ceiling you can get with those earbuds. Because you can see here, they're like formed like this. But if you have like smaller ears, that probably will fit nicely. They can see it. But if you have bigger ear lugs, like I have, for example, I have to press them really like this. So now I hear myself muffled. So this would be perfect for the ANC now. But if I let go, it's still a bit muffled, but it's not as muffled as it could be with ear tips, of course. So, and if I move around or something like this, they might slip a little bit. Thanks to the teardrop design, not so much, but still they might slip a little bit and leak a little bit of audio. That's not bad at all, but it is something that you have to keep in your mind. You don't get open fit design earbuds that have ANC just like over ears or in ears with normal ear tips. So this is something out of the way now. Let's talk about the good and positive points about this one here. It's probably not the case so much because I think in comparison to the FreeBuds 4 that I have here, you can see they are very, very round, the FreeBuds 4 here in white, by the way. But it's also, it got a bit egg-shaped. So maybe they released it or in time for Easter because it is so egg-shaped. And also you can see they are like formed like this. You put them out like this. Here, what they done is like you put them in like this. So really like spaceships. It's not bad at all, but first I had like difficulties putting them out because I wanted to like pull them like this. But if you try to pull them like this, you want to pull them like this, it's not going to happen. You have to really pull them up like with the old ones. So I don't see much benefit of this design, to be completely honest. The only thing I could imagine is like, because they're not going too deep here, that this bottom this bottom part is used for the batteries to have a little bit longer battery life within the case. Otherwise, yeah, it's a nice opening and nice presentation for sure, and definitely very unique looking, as you can see here. And what you can see, of course, with them is they have sensors for detecting if they are in your ears or not, which is, I think, very, very important. Let me get a bit closer there. Very important, so you can have them in your ear, you put them out, music stops, put them in again, music starts again, and they do a noise when they're put in for the first time. So very, very nice. You can also wear them all day long without any issues because they're so lightweight. They don't fall out of the ear. This year for jogging, not so much recommended. This year for jogging, actually no issues. No issues because of their teardrop shape, and it's like clinging to your ear and to your ear. What is it called? This ear thing here. It is very secure and doesn't fall out of the ear, which is very, very interesting as well. Yeah, this about the positive sides. The build quality of this one is tremendous, I have to say, for this kind of plastic. I have the grayish version. There's also, I think, a orange version around and a white version. And yeah, we have some vent holes here and there as well. There are some microphone holes as well here at the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see it. There are some microphone holes as well. And they do a splendid job when it comes to filtering out some noises during calls, which is very interesting because I think they're using the same technologies as in the Huawei Mate 50 Pro that has excellent noise isolation when it comes to taking phone calls with the microphones or the microphone system here. And I think they're using some very similar technology here because it sounds very fantastic. Especially, I did a mic test on them in the middle of the night next to a busy road. You see the cars passing by, you almost don't hear them passing by, which is very, very cool indeed. So let's roll this video to give you a first impression about them. So let's talk about the sound quality about those earbuds. Open fit design earbuds usually don't have the best sound quality, but those here surprised me tremendously, I have to say. They have a dual magnetic kind of driver system, 11 millimeters. It's a bit smaller than the, I think, 13 millimeters that, or 12 millimeters that they used on the predecessor, the FreeBuds 4. But the cool thing about them is this dual magnetic kind of thing, dual magnetic driver that they are using there, allows them to go a little bit lower in the low ends, especially the sub bass, and you can really feel the sub bass, the punch of the bass there for sure. For an open fit design, very surprising, I have to say. I never heard it so well. Especially also when it comes to open fit designs, I'm comparing it also with the probably still better fitting Sony Link buds that have this oval kind of shape, where we have the donut kind of shape actually. So yes, I have to say I prefer them for wearing, but in terms of sound quality, these were good. After you tune them, these here are better definitely because of this very precise, good sub bass, but also the high ends are very, very good. So you have your typical V shape for sure. So it's not like mid-centric, the mid is recessed for sure. So your typical mainstream music tuning, but in a good way. So you have crystal clear highs for sure, and you have a very good bass and sub bass, which is also working very nicely. And now you would say, yeah, okay, you said something similar maybe for the FreeBuds 4. They were already better than the FreeBuds 3 in terms of bass, and so, but it all depends on the fit, doesn't it? Yes, on the old one, it's really highly depending on the fit. If you don't have a good fit, you don't have good audio quality, you don't have good bass. What they add here on the FreeBuds 4 was an extra bass mode, especially useful if you have not a good fit. You can just go to the extra bass mode even if you don't have a good fit. So if you put him like this and hold him like this fit, if you have the extra bass mode, it sounds totally overblown bass. But if you let them go and have them like normally sitting in your ear, those were working fine with this extra bass mode to give you a little bit of this punch of the bass. And those still have this option to tune it the way you wanted to tune it, but you don't have to. Because the cool new technology that Huawei put in there is, and it surprised me when I was hearing it the first time, they put some intelligence in there. Some intelligence that is like, they have a microphone probably or some kind of sensor inside of this ear grill there. So if you put it in your ear, it's detecting probably the reflection of the sound or your ear shape and is adjusting the sound to how you're wearing your earbuds, which is, if you hear it for the first time, surprising. Because if I had him like this, like very, very loosely sit, not really tight. I put him in a bit tighter. It was like, oh, the bass is very, very bassy. I let them go, and without them moving, it took a second or 2 seconds for them to adjust, and then they adjusted this sound to be perfect. Just perfect. And if you have them loosely like this, of course you have a little bit of different sound experience because you have a little bit of more background noises coming in, but the sound quality should remain roughly the same because they are adjusting to your ear and your ear shape and how you're wearing them. So they're just scanning your ear automatically and adjusting the right frequencies to go into your ear canal, which is a fantastic technology. And if you never tried it out, I know it's a probably first product here from Huawei, but it really blew my mind about them and gave me the reason to use them more and more often, try them out in different scenarios. And I can really say those are the best open fit design earbuds currently on the market when it comes to Bluetooth. There's no other way around it. It is just with this technology, filled in technology, this is really one of the best. Granted, with all the little nitpicks that I was telling you about, like battery life, for example, the case looking like an egg a little bit, and yeah, maybe also the weird kind of shape. But the weird kind of shape, you just get used to it because it's like really, really good when it comes to fitting in your ear, not falling out of your ear. And together with all the other features, this is just a breeze to use. And let me show you a little bit about the app as well, where I can tell you a little bit about the way you can configure them, especially when it comes to taps and swipes and so on, because it's an unusual shape. So how do you use them? You don't squeeze them, you just tap and swipe around. So do they have some kind of limitation? Yes, I think something that they could still improve here in the FreeBuds 5. So let's take a look at the app. So here I have my Huawei phone, and of course I connected them. And if you go into your settings and you have HarmonyOS, I didn't connect them, now I'm connecting them. If you have HarmonyOS 3, you can connect them like this. And you can also go into your Bluetooth settings and then configure them from HarmonyOS as a native dialog there, where you have noise cancelling, sound quality, gestures, find earphones, everything there, even updates. But let's go through the other route because most of you probably don't have a Huawei phone, maybe another phone. Let's go to Huawei. Let's go to AI Live. This is the app that you have to use for them. By the way, it's not available on the Play Store. You have to download this from the Huawei App Gallery. And there you can see the Huawei FreeBuds 5. So it gives you status information about the charging case, about the earbuds themselves, and a connection center. The connection center is very great because it tells you, yes, it has multiple connections that you can enable here with different devices. And in this connection center, I can just say, okay, let me connect them not to the Honor Magic 5, just to my Huawei MatePad, for example. And let's say connect, and it's changing them, disconnecting from them and connecting now to the Huawei MatePad. And this should work without any issues. In this case, the MatePad is turned off because the battery is empty, but it would work otherwise. Then we have noise cancelling that we can turn on. Let me turn on. Gives you a nice voice prompt that says noise cancelling on by a nice lady, the same sound that we heard before. Then the mode, we have the general, ideal for noisy places. We have the cozy, ideal for little noises. And we have the dynamic mode, which is automatically adjusting to your environment. I leave it to a dynamic. It's switching to general right now because it hears me talking. So this is like, it could switch also to cozy depending on what you want to have. So this is the possibility that you have here. Of course, noise cancelling I can turn off and on while long pressing on either of those earbuds, and it's turning off noise cancelling. We have sound quality and effects here. This is what I was talking about. We have the default, tuned, I think, by Devialet. If I'm not completely mistaken, at least this was for this FreeBuds Pro 2. We have bass boost, treble, voices, but we can also add our own EQ set here and can save it under the My Sound Effect, for example, here, which is very cool that you can do this. Then we have the possibility to set the quality here, prioritize connection quality. So that means like always have a connection or prioritize sound quality. I have set it to sound quality, which also means it is using LDAC. LDAC or LHDC, which is Huawei's own very high bitrate codec for Bluetooth. But it has LDAC support as well, so high-res audio is no issue. We have HD calls, of course. I turned it on for better call quality when you are using them as microphones, which is also very important, I think. Then, under more, we have the gestures, and let's take a look at the gestures. So we have double tap gestures. As you can see here, we can say double tap gesture is working if you get a call on either butt. You can use to answer or end the call here. Just double tap on it. And then you can adjust left and right button independently. What I have set here right now, because both are set to play pause, is because I otherwise don't have any possibility to switch to a next song or previous song and so on. I set the left earbud double tap to next song. You can choose previous song, wake up assistant, none, or play pause. Otherwise, by default, it's like play pause here, which doesn't make any sense for me, at least. Then press and hold. allows you to reject a call when you get a call, and left button or right button you can also change and tweak it to the way you want it. But as you can see here, it is limited to enable and disable the noise cancelling, so no other possibility here. Then the swipe gesture is for adjusting the volume. As you can see here, there's nothing else there that you can configure, so I'm not sure why it's there. Probably only to turn off the possibility to adjust the volume. So as I told you already, okay, you cannot do next song, previous song. The only thing that I could do is like, okay, what do I use mostly is next song. So there's a slight limit still. I would like them to have like maybe a triple tap instead of a double tap. That would allow me to go to the next song or previous song, or have like the swipe feature for left and right independently and allow me to swipe for next or previous song with the left earbud or something like this. This would be cool. Huawei, if you're listening, this would be really, really cool to have. Otherwise, we have find earphones. If you want to find them, you lost them, one of them or something like this. We have service widgets here on the Harmony OS, which allows us to put some widgets on the desktop that allow us to switch between the various different devices and the connections, of course. Then we have the update option. As you can see, it's running Harmony OS 3 in version 3.0.122. No update available. I didn't get any update. Some additional settings like smart wear detection. You can turn it off if you don't like it. Dynamic latency. So it will, depending on how good the connection is, change the latency, especially for games, for example. Very, very interesting. HD Bluetooth audio codec. You can change it from LDAC to L2HC. I think this is the Huawei proprietary codec, but LDAC I think is the default standard right now. So these are the settings right here. You can also reach here some more device settings which allow you to change the name and get a shortcut for this particular device on your desktop. So this is really everything here in terms of the application. So overall, FreeBuds 5, I really like them. One of the best open fit designed earbuds currently on the market, which use Bluetooth. Bluetooth 5.2, by the way, so you have a very good stable connection, no issues with this, and also long range connections. It's automatically switching to a lower codec if possible, if there's issues with connectivity. So I have in my whole apartment, I have a connection which is very, very unique. Almost unique. Sometimes you get some stutters here and there, but those are very, very good. On par with the best top flagships right now in terms of connectivity, no issues there. Battery life, like I said, my experience is around 4 hours without ANC. I don't have ANC on most of the time, just outside and just if I need it. If I'm riding on a bus, riding on a train, and I just don't want all the noises around me to like go directly into my ear, I just have noise cancellation on that's filtering out most of them so I can listen to a quiet podcast, for example, without much of an issue. So in general, I really, really like them. 169 euros they are costing right now, which is a bit of a high price. I would like them to be around 120 euros or something like this, because for this price you can get way better sounding FreeBuds Pro 2. Though, of course, it's a different target here because you want something like for the office with good microphones, where you can still hear someone else talking to you eventually, or you just cannot use in-ears because you have allergies in your ears otherwise, or you have some uncomfortable feeling in your ears. This happens. I know some people that have this issue. Open fit and bone conducting headsets are the only ones that they can use, and usually the bone conducting ones are not so good sounding, so those open fits are the better choice there. And I really like the FreeBuds 5, I have to say. It's a very surprising upgrade for me. I was just like thinking, how do they want to upgrade the FreeBuds 4? And they did it in a very drastic way. Not only the design, which looks very, very Spaceship-like, but also the technologies that they put in there, they really improved. The only thing they did not improve, sadly, is, and maybe they have some kind of standards, that the lowest standard for battery life, 3.5 hours ANC is fine. Not nowadays anymore. I think the 4.5 to 5 hours that they have without ANC is nowadays the standard that you have to have with ANC, to be completely honest. And to spoil a little bit, because I will compare them, of course, directly with the FreeBuds 4, also when it comes to sound quality, and also the Xiaomi Buds 4 that I also tested recently, which are also open fit design, as well as the Link Buds S. And I will tell you my verdict, but my verdict right now, they are better sounding than all of them because of the technology that they're using there. With a very rumbly low bass, the very good highs, crystal clear highs there as well, and very good microphones as well. So I can highly recommend the FreeBuds 5. And if you want to buy them, there will be a link in the description. No affiliate link. I'm not earning any money for them. It's just like a service for you if you want to know more about them, especially also like the data that Huawei maybe wants to feed you with. Like the technology that they're using, the dual magnetic driver and so on. You can read about this on their homepage. Otherwise, that's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Until the next time, bye.